Hey everyone, Ted from Mob Rules here. We're about to do another video. We were able to pick up a Spartan. I know it's kind of an older kit, but that's okay. I think it's just kind of important to kind of go over the basics. So if you're thinking about doing a Spartan and haven't got around to it yet, and looking to jump into that heresy, this might give you kind of a basic idea, and hopefully be able to give you a little bit of insight and maybe some thoughts on how to make this thing happen. So this one didn't have any shrink wrap on it. It's probably an aftermarket, I'm sure. I hope not. Yeah, bubble wrap, GW bubble wrap, huh? Sell it for millions. So anyway, so we're getting right down into it. This is probably one of the most popular kits on the planet. I swear to God, you play any Heresy games, you'll probably see more of these guys than you will Rhinos. They're just all over the place. And for what you pay, you know, it's a lot. You know, like having 5 hull points, having flare shields to bring your armor up to 15, having an assault ramp, 2 twin-length las cannon shots plus heavy bolters. I think you might be able to swap out the heavy bolter or something else, but I can't remember. Anyway, so it looks like, you know, we have the basic bottom plate. This is your cargo, your compartment. I think this is the back, so this is where the guys hang out. So yeah, nothing exciting there. We got the top here. Yeah, this is where your heavy bolter is going to be, your twin-link heavy bolter. Kind of looking kind of like the Typhon, if you remember that, meets Land Raider. Oh no! Oh no! Alright, so it looks like we got some damage on this guy. Oh, it's so sad. I'm gonna have to build out some new track plates. Oh, they broke. So sad. You know, that's the unfortunate thing. A lot of these guys, last one I got had a broken track plate, and the Typhon had one too. It was on the bottom, so I didn't really care too much, but that happens. So, as I've heard, heard me talk about before, this is kind of exciting, even though it has the broken track plates, that it is molded onto the side of the hull. These things are such a pain in the ass to put on. So I bought this in October 2016. So at this point, they had already put the track plates on here. So if you're going to buy one now, chances are you're going to have this. I will say that with a Typhon and a buddy of mine's who I put together, it's cool to have that. However, there is one pain in the ass, and that is this guy right here. This gate is kind of a jerk. So if you have a Dremel, you're probably going to need it. So I go in there, clip that out, Dremel it down. Unfortunately, you have to resculpt a lot of that hinge right there. So that's kind of a pain that took us. But, you know, as long as you're comfortable doing that, then hey, great. Otherwise, you know, hopefully your opponent's only going to be seeing the front end of the Spartan as it comes raining down on him. So maybe it won't be a big issue. So anytime they move their guys around, just move it so they can't see the back. So here we got another one. It looks like all the track plates are looking good on this guy. That's good. You know, I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put the doors, you know, in the past I've just glued them in there. You know, you could have them hinged or magnetized or something. I don't see that much of a point. Oh, look at that. There's a piece of the track. I might be able to salvage it. Maybe I can glue it in there. Anyway, so I'll go and keep that just in case. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a really short video. Alright, so now we're busting into the goodies. All the little gubbins. Alright, I got to keep that bag for later. This looks like the bulkhead, so it kind of fits in the back. Probably where the... I don't think the driver sits back there. Maybe it's a tech priest or something. You have part of the crew compartment. I should probably show this to you without getting a blur. So this is going to be on the inside. This will actually glue right about here, roughly. And then you'll put your floor plate there. So so this is kind of a fascia for the interior. It might actually go something like that, because I think the front sticks out a little bit. Yeah, that's about right, because I think that grooves right in there. So there we go. So it sticks out a little bit. Then we have the engine, a part of the exhaust manifold, perhaps. The other fascia. The door. Now, I will tell you that having put these together, one of the problems that I find, and is also a blessing to some degree, is that these tend to be a little floppy. So if you want to do a fully detailed interior, I would recommend probably going in and magnetizing. Because I think these tend to flop down a little bit, which is good. You don't want it to be too rigid, because being as that it's resin, if it did get hung up here, these snap. They'll snap so easily. That little guy right there. So you want it to be a little bit loose. So maybe just putting a magnet, you know, like drilling a hole, putting a magnet along that ridge. So when it comes up and then it meets a magnet right in here somewhere on the side of the crew compartment, it'll be really nice. So bloop, dunk, done. The top, it does have like this, kind of like the Land Raider, where it does flop open like that kind of clamshells. Not so much of a big deal. Mine just ends up flopping back down because they are kind of flaccid. But I don't really know how you're going to be able to fix that to where it stays up. So just might want to accept the fact that this is going to stay down and this is going to be the thing that goes bop, 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 bop. Let's see. So here we have, this is the top for the heavy bolter. The heavy bolter sits under here. Then you have your dude right here. You can get extra like multi-melta, I think a heavy bolter, and some other jazz. So you can put it up there. I don't know how they fit. I never got one of those. So I don't know. I don't know if it fits in there really easily or not. I might just leave this off and then buy one of those just to kind of figure it out. But yeah, it's cool. This is part of the engine that goes on the back. Also part of the engine. Here's the heavy bolter. Cool. All right, you can kind of see how it goes now. So, and what I found is that when I painted it, I just left all this off, and it just kind of plops on there. Kind of friction fits really nicely until you forget, and then it falls off. So at some point when I'm done painting my Spartan, I'll do something with that. All right, so there are no extra weapon options. I'm just going to say that right now. You have the option of getting, I think it's the laser destroyer, I'm not too sure, or the twin linked las cannons. There's no point in getting the other one, the laser destroyer or the laser obliterator or whatever it's called. It basically has the same profile except it's one shot and it's twin linked, but it also has I think it's ordnance. So you get a reroll, or you get to roll 2 dice, pick the highest for a pen. But what's the point? When you're shooting 2, you're basically firing or rolling 2 dice for pen and using both of them. So I don't see the point. So you can upgrade it for free, but thankfully they didn't even bother putting it in here because they're like, yeah, it's a flavorful option, but it's not necessary. All right, so we have our doors. These swap out pretty nicely with the Land Raider doors. So if you get your Forgeworld Land Raider doors, yeah, just go ahead and plop those out. All right, real quick update. I know we're kind of in the middle of things, but I wanted to show you the Iron Hands doors for the Land Raider just came in. They came in just moments before I did the Spartan video. So this is going to happen. This is going to interrupt everything. So I just want to go through this real quick and see if these doors fit on the Spartan well. So I pulled aside the front hatch, and I also pulled the body aside. I'm quite certain these are going to fit. So if you do get the regular Land Raider doors, it's looking like a pretty good fit right there. So I'm not going to break it out, but you know what? May as well. So let's go ahead and just chip this guy off. Got to be really careful with this. Sometimes I end up breaking pieces. Okay, so as I know, like you cut one part of a sprue, and then the other, something snaps on the other side, so you got to be careful. And I'm not always careful. So there you go, perfect fit. Of course, we knew that. I think the big question has been whether or not these are compatible. And it looks like they are. I think you will have to trim a little bit, but they're about the right size. So if you want to get this guy in your Spartan, and this is probably the case with any of the Land Raider doors, so it looks like they're just, like that peg is just slightly longer than it needs to be. So yeah, just trim that off, and you have yourself a Spartan hatch. There you go, guys. That's pretty awesome. Late. But anyway, so now we're down to your sponsons. These go together exactly like the Typhons, exactly like everything else. I'm kind of thinking it'd be kind of cool to magnetize these, just so I can, I don't know, probably not that big of a deal, but I do find that a lot of times when I'm putting these together, if I want them to be able to turn and modulate, that the glue ends up seeping down and like gluing them shut. So like half the time they're just kind of stuck in place. So as you're doing that, if you're worried about it, just make sure they're basically in the right place you want them. That way they're not kind of drooping down or something. Just in case they do that. I'm thinking about putting like a little bit of like silicone or butter or something like that, a little bit of grease on the inside there, so if the glue does get on there, it won't mess with it. I haven't got around to doing that, but I think this time I might. So yeah. And we have the mud guards. Those are cool. I love that this thing has mud guards. That just makes me happy. Like, they are hygienically interested, or at least, you know, they do care about the appearance of their vehicle. So anyway, that was it. You know, that's the Spartan. It's a lot of resin. It's a hell of a lot of resin. It's a really nice model. It does have its problems with the tracks breaking, and then with that piece in that gate in the back. Otherwise, I love this kit. I love putting it down. You know, like it's just such a hardy piece of army. For the points, like it's just a no-brainer. You got to take Spartans. Land Raiders just don't cut the mustard the way a Spartan does. Not only that, being able to like drop 10 Terminators out of it is amazing. But I'll let you know. I think I'm gonna pick up some doors here shortly, Land Raider doors. But I'm pretty sure the Land Raider doors, like the custom Land Raider doors from Forgeworld, fit on this nicely. So hey, at least there's that. I mean, not like at least there's that. It's a pretty amazing thing. But you know what I'm saying, right? So if you haven't picked up a Spartan, that's kind of my review of it. Give it a shot. It's a big chunk of change, but it's worth it. It'll keep your game afloat. All right. Well, thanks a lot for checking us out. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to try and do one of these unboxings every week. Also, make sure to check out our Facebook page. Check out the podcast. We have lots of things for you to check out. So if you're bored at work or you're tired of the wife, listen to us. Then she'll hate us. And then she won't let you listen to us anymore. That'll be sad. Okay, so don't do that. All right. Bye, guys.